Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Obviously, this video is to do with the Brentford game tomorrow. This is your pre-match preview. First and foremost, before I jump in there, just want to say thank you all so very much for subscribing to the channel. We did just hit 1,000 back off the video that I did earlier to do with obviously, well, the two that I did earlier actually. The one about Eberiche Eze being the main guy on that one and Ivan Toney being the other. So thank you all so much for subscribing. You know me, always want to try and bring some positivity to somewhat a doom and gloom world being a Spurs fan. So I hope I still can, and I hope you still enjoy the channel going forward. But we're jumping in Brentford. That's the important thing. Not the 1K subs, not the Harry Kanes. We're looking at 3 points at the weekend. So we've got a London derby at 2 o'clock tomorrow, Sunday, tomorrow. And we're going to talk a little bit about ourselves. We'll talk about Brentford. We're talking about the new captain being announced and the two new vice captains being announced. We're also going to talk a little bit about my own prediction for the scoreline. That's right. Let's jump straight in. So, head of team news for the game. We obviously have a few injuries in our ranks. Obviously, some of them are long-term, like your Brian Hill, your Sessegnons, and obviously your Bentancurs. I believe also Fraser Forster and Tanguy and Ndombele have got slight niggles as well, so they won't be playing. Obviously, Tanguy and Ndombele being subject to interest from other clubs. If you're not sure, check out my previous video. You'll then know. For Brentford, they're obviously missing Ivan Toney. They're missing their own England striker, penalty wizard, like we are. It's ironically the derby of the missing England strikers. I don't think it's a derby anyone wants to be a part of. So obviously he is suspended till January, hence why he is missing them. Brian Mbeumo, Frank Onyeka and Christian Norgard all suffered knocks in their final pre-season for Brentford against Lille and are doubts, but I believe Mbeumo has just been announced that he will be playing for Brentford. When we look at the form for the two teams, it's difficult to really talk about Spurs with a new manager and what have you. Obviously, we've only had a few games. We had the Shakhtar friendly, we had the Barcelona friendly on Tuesday, but played a lot of sort of your players that you're not expecting to see a lot of. Obviously now not having Harry Kane, that's another thing that you add to sort of the pre-season situation. Brentford, obviously, last season, they finished in 9th. They finished, well, a place behind us. So they had a really good season, Brentford. And I like watching Brentford play. It's a shame about Ivan Toney. I think Ivan Toney is a fantastic striker. And it is a shame, I don't know about you guys, but it's a shame when we don't get to see the Premier League with their best players. I love watching the best players play week in, week out. It's a shame that we don't see Ivan Toney till January. I just also did the research on their pre-season. They haven't won any of their 5 games, which I find mental. Brentford not winning one of their pre-season games. I'm not going to read too much into that, but my God, that was quite mental. To also give you a update, if you're not sure who the referee is, it is Robert Jones who will be the referee for the weekend. So when I look at who I believe will be the starting 11 for Spurs, I think Vicario in goal is a safe shout. I believe Dustin Udogie will get his Premier League debut as well at left back. Your two centre-halves, Christian Romero, I believe will be one of the two. I also do think it'll be Ben Davies. I just think it's a little too soon for Mickey van der Ven. I believe he will be in potentially for the Man United game the following week. But I do think Ben Davies being there, a shorthand, knows the Premier League, can play out from the back quite well. I just think it makes a bit more sense to have Ben because, like I said, Mickey's not been here long enough. He's not had the pre-season drilling. He didn't really get much at Wolfsburg before he came as well. I also think Emerson Royale will be the right back for this game. As much as I think I really like Pedro Porro, and I saw in pre-season, Pedro can really, really kick a football about. I can tell you that's for a fact. But I do think defensively they want to just shore it up a little bit until we sort out the left centre-back area, and then we can start being a bit more expansive. I think obviously you're going to play a 4-3-3 with a defensive mid and 2 box-to-boxes. Basuma will be the number 6. I know that's shocking. I've shocked you all there. I know, right? Oh, one of the standout pre-season performers. James Maddison, the new signing, obviously will be one of the 8s. I believe he'll probably play on the left centre mid side of the 8. And for the right centre mid, I was umming and ahhing. I believe, you're choosing between Oliver Skipp, Pape Matar and Pierre-Emile Højbjerg. I actually think it'll be Højbjerg. I do. I think the deal to Atletico Madrid hasn't progressed far enough that you kind of say, look, we're going to have to sit you on the bench just because, I don't want to get injured and all that. I do think they're quite a way off of getting that deal sorted with Spurs. So I think you'll see Emil Højbjerg being the other 8. And by the way, I just want to say, it could be something that if Ange can really get his hands on him, really get him to go the way Ange wants to, we see Højbjerg can pass the ball forward. He can get on the end of goals and, he can give you a lot. Maybe Ange is the guy to finally unlock that chamber a little bit more. Your front 3, I believe, will be left to right, Son, Richarlison and Kulusevski. I believe that will be the front 3. Now, to give you an update on the new captain, it just was announced. So if you're watching this, you can tell I've obviously recorded this ahead of schedule a little bit. It is Heung-min Son. I believed it was going to be Heung-min Son, James Maddison or Bissouma. And I thought Heung-min Son purely for longevity's sake. And, he can be quite vocal and he shows a lot of passion on the pitch by really showing out to be a leader via his play. To give you an update, the 2 vice-captains, one of them is James Maddison. So not even played his first Premier League game for Spurs and already a vice-captain, and I think actually truly deserved. And the other one is Christian Romero. I think that might shock a few people, but you know what? Why don't give him a little bit more responsibility? Say, hey, Christian, you're the leader of our defence now. For sure, you're the leader of defence. Maddison is the leader of the midfield, and Son is the leader of the team as well as the attack. Dominate. Be that defensive stalwart. When you left Atalanta as Serie A's best defender of that year, and you came in the next season, you were very good at Spurs. Show it again. Go up to another level. Go up to a potential team of the season candidate. Potential team of the season person. So yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. In terms of Brentford, I think it's probably quite hard to try and say what I think Brentford will have in their team. I think Mark Flecken in goal will be an easy shout, and Mbeumo, from what I've read, will be starting as well. There's not a lot else that I really have an idea on because they've got a few knocks. I'm not going to really jump in. I'm going to wait to sort of see how the season starts before I start predicting the other team's starting 11. Obviously, with Brentford, we know it's been a difficult time with Brentford in the past with, in reality, the fact that they've kind of had our number at times. When you think of last season and you think of how they played against us, they definitely were very good against us. Was it in May? I believe so. I'll just double check. May 20th, yeah, they beat us at home. We 1-0 up. Kane scored that amazing goal right into the top corner. If you remember, he whipped it from about 20-25 yards out. We then went in at 1-0 up and we all said, that reminded me a bit more like Spurs that first half. And then came out in the second half, lost 3-0, so we lost 3-1. On the 26th of December, obviously Boxing Day, we drew 2-2 with Brentford away. And in the League Cup semi-final on January 5th, 2021, we beat them 2-0 to go progress to the final. Obviously, we didn't win. Mourinho is all I'll say about that. But yes, in terms of how I see the game going tomorrow, I see goals. I really do. I see Brentford play some lovely football. I really enjoy watching Brentford play. They play lovely football. They can knock it out from the back, play out from the back, develop their own play, break you down, but they can also counter-attack. We've seen that, and they are lethal on the counter-attack. I think you'll see pretty much the same thing from us. I think you'll see us playing through the lines, playing out from the back. I think really trying to dominate the midfield. Whenever we've played Brentford recently, they've really had us in the midfield. And I think it'll be down to Maddison, Højbjerg and Bissouma to really get on the ball and start dictating the game. I think that is where, I know they say that the middle of the field is where it's won and lost, but I really think that is a perfect saying for this game. What I see happening is I actually think it'll be 3-2 Spurs. This is how much goal scoring I think is going to happen. I think they score first as well, by the way, and I think they score early. And I think you'll see, are we going to rock? Are we going to crumble? Or are we going to just settle down, breathe, and say, look, we've got plenty of time, we'll just get back into the game. I think Maddison's going to have an absolute stormer as well. What I'm hoping to see is a lot of Destiny Udogie. That's the one I really want to see. As much as I want to see Madders go out and ball, Sonny Boy go out and absolutely destroy. Because, look, you got given the captaincy role, go and lead by example. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't mind seeing little Son from not last season before that Son, you know. Best player in the league, potentially, you know. That kind of Son, I wouldn't mind seeing that. But I really want to see a Destiny Udogie masterclass even, you know. The attacking threat that he is, the physical defender that he is, you know, the athlete. I really want to see him up and down, up and down, up and down. Give me those Danny Rose vibes, you know. I hope to see Kulusevski really delivering some fantastic crosses. I hope Richie is all over those as well. But for the midfield especially, I hope Højbjerg gives some steel, because I think potentially that's maybe what the midfield, being as finesse as it is, may need. I hope Højbjerg, Viking-esque, shows that sort of that sort of leadership, that development into what we need is steel. And yeah, I think Bissouma. Yeah, I really want to see Biss really go out there and just play the way he played it all through pre-season. He has the ability to do so. I think when you look at the market now, 35 million from the level when we bought him, he's probably worth about 60 million now, which is bonkers to think about. But yes, I think 3-2 would be my guess. I'm happy and excited to see all of your guesses. But no, guys, that is your final video for today. There will be no more. I know, I'm breaking some hearts. Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Hit me in the comment section below, not only what you think the score will be, but what you're hoping to see. Also, let me know about the captaincy situation. You happy at Sonny? You happy about Maddison and Romero being vice captains? You let me know. I am. If you're not, I want to know why. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Road to the 2K, I guess, starts now. And subscribe to the channel. Not subscribe. Hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. And I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, lads.